Jon Venus going vegan again. Got a special message for you, John, at the end of the video. Please watch all the way through. Not a hate video, just sharing comments and criticisms. And I'm actually here in Black Hill National Park, about to release some lizards. Let's go release some lizards. I caught in my backyard. They're probably going to get run over, so I've caught them. We're going to release them here in the National Park today. And then we'll get into this video. This video's crushing my legs. What's going on? My gears aren't working. Found a really good spot for him. Take his sunnies off. Found a really good spot for him. It's a little running creek here. I'll show you where we're at. On wide angle. There's a little like dam, billabong just over there. And it's a beautiful little place here. So I'll show you. We've got little lizard wires. They've got water here. So there's a bit of algae. It's a beautiful rock here for them to live under. Could be red belly black snake under there already. But we'll see how we go. Just put our hands in here. We'll put these lizards together so they don't get lost. Here we go. No, he wants to go on the rock. Okay. Go on the rock, buddy. There you go. That's it. That's one. We'll put them together because I think they're a bit of a pair in the garden. Here we go. Alright, there you go, big fella. Boom. Let's get this video done. Little bushes, man, these are rare as. How many, if you're in Australia, how many times have you seen one of those? That's probably my third time. For the win, let's try and find, it's a bit glary. Can't really see, let's put some sunnies on here. Let's get this video cracking. Let's go, Jon Venus did a video. I haven't watched the full thing, watched a bit of it. A lot of viewers sent me the video, said, do you know what I think he's doing, Jon Venus going vegan? Yeah, it's good, man. Like, I mean, Jon, let's be real, Jon's a good looking young lad. He's got the, you know, the fake nutty muscle, and you know, he looks the part, man. He looks aesthetic, and that's what a lot of people want. Now, people say, oh, you call Jon a fake natty? It's like all those dudes on the juice, all right? They're all on the gas. That's just, you know, it's not just Jon. It's not just, they're all on it, man. All right, Nippard, everyone, Athlean X, everyone takes the creatine. All right, it's part of the deal. It's part of the deal, and. I want a special message to you, Jon, at the end of this video, right? This is where I think Jon could do really well for business. We'll get to that. Because people are on YouTube for business. You know, I started doing YouTube in 2008, primarily just to build community, answer questions, and it became, you know, a business in the end, which was like, wow, if I'm getting paid to do what I love to do, what I do for free any day of the year, count me in. And so, Jon recently, earlier years, said, do you want to do vegan anymore? I'd say, you know, me being age 43, being around a lot of guys like that in that fake nutty scene that just, you know, they're easily led, man. Or, you know, they're easily led by family or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever. You know, and people flip and flop, you know. But it's cool that he's like wearing his meat-free muscle singlets again, and he's just, you know, he's good. He's sort of trolling around a bit. It's good to have him. You know, it's good to have a guy like that taking photos of tofu, and there's that classic pic with them. Someone showed me today. I love Jon's sense of humor. He's like, the estrogen was really high in this pic, you know, and that's true, because when you're using a lot of gear, your estrogen goes right up. You know, aromatizes into estrogen, your testosterone. So you have to take, you know, estrogen blockers, etc., to make sure estrogen's not too high. You know, you don't want it too low either. If estrogen's too low, nothing's working. If it's too high, then you got troubles there as well. So, and then in the picture, he's like, the estrogen's really high in this pic, and because it is, but he's making fun of like the soy boy sort of thing, and I mean, I just find this whole world just a massive joke, right? That I mean, it's serious as well. You know, it makes me cry sometimes at frustration of just like how crazy, how backward is the world, man. It's like we got kids starving, you know, dying every day from starvation. And then you got people in the vegan community saying, don't eat too much, don't eat sushi rice, you know, because it makes you fat. And I'm just like, man, like, what? I live on that stuff. Natasha lives on all my girlfriends, all my lean Victoria's Secret model looking girlfriends who've lived with me for years or years. They all eat the same as me. They all slim and look great and have good energy. And so, like, we have people like weighing their food, like trying to eat too much, and then we have people starving, and it's just like, and then we're feeding rice and grains to animals so we can eat the animals. It's just like, oh my god, it's just like, we're doing bypass surgery. It's insane. You know, people are throwing up after meals. to lose weight. It's just, it can all be solved by people being transparent, you know. So the average punter out there, you know, like myself, when I first started back in the day, you go, oh, you know, that's like, okay, there's a hill over here. If you want to go to the top of that hill, the path's just there. Look at that, there's a path. You can sort of see it. Maybe not on camera, but there's a path there, all right? And so if your goal isn't to go to the hill, don't go that way. You know, but there's people out there who will sell you, who will lie to you because you want to believe in the fairy tales, because you can't handle the truth. Because you can't handle the truth because you're not carved up enough. You're not accepting that society is a bit of a big circus, you know? It's just a big game out there. It's a big advert. That's what it is. Society's a fucking advert, man. It's an advert. You know? Brand names. You know, I'm flashing brand names all the time. Like, it's an advert. You know? What phone do you use, Harley? I'm using a Samsung Note 10. Like, it's an advert. Right? So people out there making money, and that's fine. But don't lose your life prematurely or live a poor quality life prematurely because you got schemed, finessed, hustled, tricked into believing someone's silver tongue marketing thing. Right? And this is not aimed at Jon Venus or anyone. This is just life in general. All right, life in general. The sooner you know the truth, what out there. This isn't conspiracy or whatever. This is just like reality, man. That we live in a plutocracy, the rule of money. All right. So if you have money, you have food, and you can live unless you eat, you know, lots of fat and meat and stuff, and then get a heart attack and die. It's crazy. Like, you got people in Rwanda who will die today, under age 5, from starvation because they don't have 50 cents in their pocket. And then you'll have, you know, CEO guys in California earning, you know, $1 billion every couple of years, having triple bypass surgery because they're eating so much fat that it's clogging the arteries. And they, you know what I mean? Like, it's the, what do you call it, dichotomy? It's just the paradox. Like, it's insane. It's insane, man. You know, and that's why I can't just sit there and watch TV mindless crap, because there's so much like truth out there to learn. You know, and I'm not into conspiracy stuff or whatever. Like, it's just, I'm into stuff that's like, you can see it in real life. You know, it's demonstrable. You know, you can demonstrate to a 5-year-old that, you know, I mean, there's girls out there who are having boob surgery, which is fine if that's what you want to do. There's no hassles there. Or they're doing butt surgery or liposuction or body tune, and, you know, which is fine. But if you're lying about it, that's not fine. That's false marketing. That's fraud in my book. And so these girls out there go, no, Harley, that she looks like that naturally. And I'm like, oh man, it's easier to lie to people, you know, than convince them they've been lied to. It's easier to scam a noob. It's easier to scam a noob for $200 than to convince that noob he or she just got scammed for $200. You know what I mean? Like, go to Kylie Jenner, the lip kit came up the other day. It's just this Photoshop picture of these lips. Yeah, like, they manufactured the lips, they manufactured the image, and girls are like, oh yeah, like, most girls know that's, you know, but they do, because women are ran by their emotions, and some men are too, and, you know, it's just like, wow, damn. I like to go with logic. I love logic. Logic gives me a boner. Emotions, yeah, come and go. They can destroy your life and things like that, but logic, man, I love the logic. A little bit of emotion, you know. Emotion for me is a condiment. Having sex and, you know, logic, get a vasectomy. But my life's 95% logic, 5% emotion, you know. Because you got to have some emotion, otherwise you're just a freaking robot. You know, so you got to have a balance there. And if you're a 95% emotion, then you'll probably be in prison or living a poor life or lying to everyone because you're scared of disapproval and all sorts of craziness out there. So my thing for Jon Venus is, I'm glad he's out there back again on the plants. You know, maybe vegan degeneration can do a video about him. Maybe not, but yeah, it is funny out there. It's just, you know, I get it. It's, you know, I've got a pretty strong sense of humor, but again, I feel for the noobs out there who don't see the bias people have, or the marketing, or the people taking things out of context. You know, like, or just like it is. I feel sorry for people out there, man. You know, I remember telling the story one time. This kid came to maybe 21. And when I say kid, I'm not trying to be condescending. Like, you know, you're a kid when you're 21. Like, Tasha's 22. She's a kid, you know. And, you know, he came to Chiang Mai, travelled, I think, from Arizona or wherever. Cyclist guy. And he was so G'd up to meet me. He's just like, Drew Natty, like, you've changed my life, man. You've changed my life. And I didn't change your life. you changed your life. You're inspired by some of my teachings, and you took action on it. He's like, yeah. Man, you're changing my life, dude. You're changing my life still now. And he was so G'd up. He was so G'd up. So he spent a few times, a bit of Chiang Mai, a couple of days. And then I seen him again. And I did hang out with some of the, some of the do-not haters. And then he looked at me in a different way. I was like, oh, here we go. He's lost, the innocence is lost. He's been, he's believing the sociopaths or whatever you want to call them. And so then, he still want to talk to me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to, it's his path. And I said, people have been telling you stories, haven't they? And he's like, yeah, man, but it's pretty compelling evidence against you. And I'm like, oh, man. And he left Chiang Mai like a couple of days later. I saw him one more time at the door and I waved to him, he didn't wave back. Or maybe it was a half wave or whatever he gave me back. But, he had all that opportunity, everything. His life had been turned around. He turned his life around. Not me, he turned it around with my advice. But he was just like, there's an ant in my leg. He was just, caught up in losers. I call them losers because if you're if you're trying to crush someone else's success or health or whatever, you're a loser. That's a nice word I guess I'm using. But I mean, not even loser, you just messed up. You just messed up, man. You know what I mean? So why would you mess up your life taking advice from messed up people? You know? Your parents could be messed up. Your ex could be messed up. Your first love or something, or someone, your taxi, someone in your life was messed up, and then you get messed up by their messed up behavior. That's a lot of people's lives, man. They've lived the last 10 years, 1 year, 80 years. At age 90, messed up the last 80 years because someone messed them up when they were 10. They didn't mess you up. We choose to be messed up. You know the shit that's happened in my life? Man, I could write a book about it. I'm not going to whinge about it because people out there have had way more worse than me, But it's a choice to get messed up, So a lot of people, spinning it back to Jon, a lot of people get on the steroids and because they want significance, they want approval, all right? They want approval. And we all want approval, man. You look good, or you done this, or yeah, thanks, We all love significance, man. And that's what approval is, significance. Actually, not exactly the same, but approval, And so if we're chasing approval, so maybe Jon was thinking, I'm going to chase approval from my wife's family, I'll eat meat, and then they say, yeah, good on you, Jon, you're a man now, you're a man. Even though he's bigger and stronger than them because he's doing 600 mil tests a week or whatever, But, so he's getting approval. Jon's just a young guy. And then he gets disapproval from his audience, which is fair enough, because he's built that, following off the vegan clout. So he was losing approval, but he likes approval, because, who doesn't like approval? And then it just goes on from there. So, and now he's back on the vegan thing, and getting some approval from it. You get some disapproval as well, But here's a little message for Jon, to wrap up the video, and we'll go off on a tangent. I've got a friend, Dan, bodybuilder in Thailand. He's got a great podcast on steroids. And Dan's just totally 1000% transparent about his anabolic usage. And he's making a good living out of that now. And he's not just making money, but good money. When I say good money, I don't mean millions of dollars. I mean good money that you're proud that you've made money from telling the truth. Imagine that, I make my money telling the absolute truth. And that feels good when I go to bed. When I spend my money, when I look at my money, I'm like, I've earned this from being the truth. And I could earn way more money scamming people. Way more money, Just being one of those people out there. But I'm like, man, the sociopath life ain't for me. I know I've met sociopaths. And you look in their eyes, man, and there's just nothing there. I feel sad and sorry for them. So, men and women, it's so Dan, the bodybuilder in Thailand, is making good money, healthy money. Let's call it healthy money. Because how he makes it makes him feel good that he's helping people, he's serving people. It's contribution-based money. Oh my God. Those black cockatoos. Incredible. Wow, that's insane. They don't normally sit low on the branches like that. They just flew up to me. They listen to the conversation. Did you say money? Let me just pause the video, I'll zoom in for a second. This is why I live in Adelaide, Australia, man. Like, the nature here is an epic. Oh, you can't really see it in the shadow. This is a massive, massive black cockatoo. And he or she's got like a little yellow crest. It's black. It's a yellowtail black cockatoo. Beautiful bird. They really, here we go. Give us a flap, buddy. There's flies everywhere. Summer's coming in. Here we go. Alright, maybe not. Yeah, these yellowtail black cock, there's two of them as a pair. They're like, what's this dude do? Oh, they're probably trying to get some water. Should probably move on a sec, but here we go. Do the video during night. Quit your ADD stuff. Nature, man, can't beat it. Get out in nature, people. Get out in nature. Beautiful. So Dan's making good money. Google him up. Steroids podcast and your favourite podcast. Dan Bodybuilder in Thailand. And, you know, we disagree on nutrition. That's fine. But he's just 1000% transparent about his usage of anabolics. And this is fantastic. Because he's educating the kids out there and the adults and everyone the truth about anabolics. How common they are, etc. Now, I don't recommend people take them. I'm just saying it's a great thing to learn what goes on in society. Right? Personal choice there. Educate yourselves. So I was thinking that Jon Venus could become the vegan version, you know, or another version, or maybe a Norwegian version of Dan Bodybuilder in Thailand. He hails from California, America. So how cool that if Jon Venus came out and said, hey guys, doing what was right all along. Actually, no, that's just my ego talking. Hey guys, you know, I use anabolics, yeah, and I'm wearing a hair system, a hairpiece, which is totally fine. I've worn it before in some of my videos. You know, they're so common. Girls wear weaves, guys wear hairpiece systems, whatever. They're very common in the bodybuilding scene. Not that I'm a bodybuilder, but they're very, very common, and they're fantastic out there. Just Google up. Most people don't even know what a hair system is. You know, right? They're like, what? Hair system. I've done it in some of my videos, just trolling and stuff like that. So if anyone notice, some people notice, some people didn't. Most people don't notice. And so John's wearing a hair system in his last video, and no one's noticed it. I don't think. I skim the comments. But like, I mean, John could become like, yeah, because he's got a good, you know, decent subscriber base on YouTube. He could become a superstar. John, bro, if you want to step up, level up, and live a life of like next level life, you know, where you could become like a household name, you know, or close to, bro. Let's just talk about gear, all right? Look at Lance Armstrong. Actually, Lance Armstrong's a bad example. You know, great athlete, created cycling with us today. Let's use Tyler Hamilton. Tyler Hamilton got busted, and then he wrote a book about, it's called The Secret Race. Just talking all about the full Natty bra stuff, you know. And he sold so many copies of that book. So, you know, would Tyler write that book if he didn't get busted? I doubt it. You know, why would you? But John, right, you could do it, bro. You're not going to get in any trouble. There's no one going to knock at the door, no police, nothing. You just talk about the truth. Now, you may lose a few friends, but you have to name any names. There you go. You have to name any names. Tyler didn't. Not too many. But you don't have to name any names. You can just say, this is what I've done, and this is what people do who look like me. This is what they do. We take the estrogen blockers, we take the Arimidex, we take the AIs, we take the, you know, we take the Primo and the Primatest and the Primavol and the Sus and the GH and the insulin and you know, like, this is what we do. These are the tricks of the trade. All right, this is what athlete next, like, you know what I mean? You could be the next bodybuilder in Thailand, Dan. Not even the next. You could just be like another, you know. We need more guys who use gear who are transparent about it to educate the masses out there. Look at Greg Doucet. Right, Greg Doucet does a half truth. Yeah, guys, I just take 140 milligram a week. That's all I take. 140 milligram a week. And that's huge. You know, it's not on 140. It's way more than 140. And people say, he's not huge. He's not 300 pounds. It's like, these are 14-year-old kids typing their mum's Wi-Fi password accounts, you know. But yeah, so Greg Doucet is a great example as well. But he's, you know, he's talking half truths, you know. So, but he's calling out other people, natty or not. But even then, it's, you know, that's another video. John, that's something you could do, bro. Something you could do. Definitely, I'd love to see it. I'd love to promote that because there's something about me at age 43. You know, I love real shit, man. You You know, I love real stuff. I've always loved real stuff. When I heard about, you know, drugs in sport, I was just like, what? I got into sport because I wanted to give up drugs. You mean athletes take drugs? And then I learned that athletes take way more drugs than the average, you know, dude in the street because their livers and kidneys can just handle way more. And I was just shocked. I was just like, what? Like, runners, swimmers take drugs? I'm like, what? You know, so that was just amazing. But I think that's, you know, that's fantastic that people out there talking about it. Not to shame people, but to say, hey, this is what fucking goes on, man. This is what's behind your Olympics. This is what's behind your World Championships. This is what's behind your swim meets or your Tour de France. This is just how it is. And then the more people who are educated about it, the more people can live in empowerment and go, oh yeah, like, oh, if I look like that, I'm going to take steroid. Okay, I don't, but I do want to look like that, so I will take that. Okay, cool. No more spending 5 years in the gym, busting your hump, looking like you don't even lift. You know, and I laugh because it's like sad, but because you're natty, you know, spending all this money, coaching and all this bullshit, and your trainer's on the gas and he's laying on your face, and you're just chasing your tail, and you've beaten yourself up. I don't look like them because you're not taking the drugs they're taking, dude. All right, it's crazy. So that's where we're going to have, you know, better transparency, and then people will be less inclined to, you know, want to chase Ferraris and all this material bullshit. Doesn't really matter at the end because you can't take it with you when you die. You know, we live more real, authentic lives. I don't know. Now I'm dreaming. Now I know I'm dreaming, but you know, one can only hope. Anyway, that's the vid. You know, you know, set people free, man. I'll set those losers free. Tell people the truth. You better make them laugh because you're going to piss them off, you know, and they're going to want to kill you. I mean, look how much hate I've gotten over the years just from talking truth, you know. Bang, your wife stayed in my hotel room. Documentaries about doing right, you know, like, this dude's on steroids. Bang! Retaliation. You know, it's just, you know, I'd rather just keep talking truth, making people laugh, opening people's eyes, than being, you know, just whatever. I'm not out here to make enemies or whatever. I'm just out here to help people, man. So if you get offended by me talking truth, that's not my goal, you know. I can understand why you might get offended, right, but don't take it personal. You know, it's not nothing to get you. It's just about me using you as a template to educate people on the truth. All right, so I'm not trying to target anyone in particular, not at all. It's just like people say, "Is this person natty or not?" No, they're not. You know, this person found Jesus. You know, and that's fine, but it's nothing personal. So some people take it personal. It's not at all. That's another huge thing in life is if you avoid taking things personal, which is really, really hard to do sometimes, especially maybe you've helped someone out or whatever, or you looked up to someone or whatever, and they flip around, and you're like, oh my God, like, it's really easy to take things personal, you know, and that can ruin your life, man. Prisons are full of people who took things personal, okay? Avoid making assumptions, avoid taking things personally, always give your word, always do your best. 4 Agreements, great book to read, and we'll see you on the road. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the Jon Venus thing. Give it an angle no one else is going to give. People are going to get on there, just trying to get clout and like whatever. It's like, come on, man. That's 2010. It's 2020. Let's talk some progressive stuff. You know, let's get some empowerment going on versus just trashing each other to get some more clicks or whatever. It's like, what does that even do? You know, what does that even do? So for me, I'm all about just giving people the absolute truth when it comes to nutrition, weight loss, anabolics, whatever. Just to give people that freedom of information. There we go. Freedom of information. Right, freedom of information. And you can do what you want with it. Right? Don't follow fairy tales. And if you do, don't be surprised when you're depressed and I'm not getting where I wanted to get. I spent all this money on these trainers and I don't look any better than I did. Actually, I look worse because you starve yourself and your thyroid's cooked. Anyway, that's the vid. Jon Venus, boom. Go become... not John Intravenous, become John Transparency. Imagine that. John could crush it, bro. If you need any help, hit me up in the DM. Slide in my DMs, John. Let's talk about transparency. Let's crush it, bro. Let's get it out.